Look his face.
Yeah.
He's dangerous.
He's special.
We can like.
The guy is special. Everything that could possibly be special about this guy is special. A guy like this is the type of guy that you love to watch and follow. The most special guy that I've ever come across.
Welcome back to the Pen and Corey Sports Show presented by Prospect Apparel. Today we are joined by UFC Welterweight Adam Fugitt. How you doing, man?
Good, man. How are you?
Doing well. Obviously, your birthday was on Thursday, so I want to wish you a happy birthday.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Now, the debut, right, it was a tough fight. It was a tough fight to go into. Like, it was a hard fight for the debut against one of the top prospects we've seen in this last year. So what do you take away from fighting one of the better prospects that you've taken into this next fight camp?
You know, I've had that question asked a couple of times. Basically, you know, the guys in the UFC, man, they're on the elite level. And when you make a mistake or you leave an opening, even the smallest of openings, you know, it could spell the end for you in your fight. And so I've just been back in the gym trying to work on any and all holes that I have in my game and trying to, you know, go back in there on February 4th, the best version of myself I can be, you know. But I also took away, you know, I took that a fight on 9 days notice. And I also believe and know that I belong there, you know. That's what I had to take away from that.
And how has this camp been? Who have you been working with? And are you a fighter who likes to watch a lot of film going into a fight?
So I've just been with my team out of Eugene, Oregon, and just my normal guys. I've also been working with a little bit with Lucas Barbosa, a really world-renowned grappler, and Brent Primus, the ex-155 champ of Bellator. We've been together. As far as watching tape, you know, yeah, I definitely like to watch a lot of tape, especially early on in my camp, and try to figure out what I plan is, what I want to do, or what I try to utilize in this fight. And but later in camp, I just start to focus on myself and then do a lot of film study on myself for my rounds. So
now, this fight was supposed to be in Korea, but against Yusaka Kinoshita, but now it's been moved to the Apex. Are you prepared for the time difference now? Obviously, it's going to be a weird time to fight at, right?
Actually, it's a better time difference for me now. It's on the same time zone that I am in action right now. So I was a little nervous of fighting in Korea just because I've heard so many jet lag horror stories. But you know, I was also really excited to go over there and get to compete in front of the Korean fans and experience the Korean culture.
And where do you see your advantages against Yusaka Kinoshita?
You know, I'm kind of just a melting pot of mixed martial arts. You know, he's got really good boxing. He's really comfortable with his hands. But I think that I'm going to give him trouble. I'm pretty long. Michael Morales was one of the first guys I fought that isn't as long as me, so I'm pretty long. And then, you know, I love to wrestle and love to grapple. So if, you know, he finds himself too close inside my range, he might find himself tied up and taken down or pushed up against the fence and need her elbowed.
And so can we get an official prediction for this fight, February 4th?
I don't have a prediction, but I want the KO. You know, I guess you can call that the prediction. I want the KO. Yeah. I want to go in there and put on an entertaining fight. That being said, you know, wherever I'm at in the fight, be it on the feet or on the ground, on top or off my back, I'm going to be looking for the finish. You know, if it's not a TKO, ref stoppage, then look for me to be trying to submit them. You know, I want to be known as an entertaining fighter and somebody that the fans enjoy watching. So, you know, I'm going in there to put on the best performance I can and come out with a W.
And obviously you want to take minimal damage like all fighters in a fight. So how soon do you want to get back in there? And is there a name on your mind that you want to call out when you get that hand raised?
You know, I haven't really thought past my opponent. I don't, you know, that is one thing I don't like to do. I've also heard that when you get the mic, you know, in front of you, it's a disservice not to have somebody on that list. But yeah, you know, I haven't really thought outside of February 4th. You know, I've just kind of been trapped in purgatory for the last few months right there in February 4th. And that's all my focus is on. I got a dangerous guy in front of me. And, you know, if my mind's not there, then I'm not doing him, you know, I'm not doing any justice by him. So
And outside of fighting, do you have any like New Year's resolutions? Obviously, it's a New Year. We're 16 days into 2023. Do you have any New Year's resolutions that you can give us?
I don't, man. I'm terrible with that stuff. I want to fight 4 times this year. I don't have a UFC contract at the moment, so I want to earn that next contract and try to get myself, at least 4 fights this year. I was a little late to the game, getting to the UFC, so I got to make up some time, and I definitely want to do that this year with getting 4 fights in. So that's if I have a goal or a resolution, it's that, obviously I can only control what I can control, and that's going there and putting on the best performance that I can on February 4th. So that's what I'm going to do.
And I don't know if you saw on Saturday night, but we got John Jones versus Cyril Gane announced. That's a pretty fun fight, right? John Jones, 3 years out. Francis Ngannou now out of the UFC. Where do you see John Jones versus Cyril Gane going?
Man, I grew up watching John Jones, and all personality traits aside, the man's out. He's probably the most tactical and athletic fighter I've ever seen, and it's hard to say what we're gonna see of him at heavyweight, but I expect the same kind of cerebral assassin mindset, And we saw Francis Ngannou get Cyril Gane to the ground and basically be able to neutralize his stand up. So I would expect something very similar from John. Going to see probably a lot of kicks to the leg, trying to neutralize that range, and then if Cyril gets too close, it's obviously Jones has the capability of taking him down just like Ngannou did. So I think that's what we could see.
And I don't know if you're a big football guy, but the Super Bowl, the playoffs are in full swing. The Super Bowl is coming up. Do you have a prediction for who's going to win the Super Bowl? Obviously, we had the wild card round last night. I believe the final wild card game's being played out tonight.
Okay. Yeah, tonight is my team that I want. They're my team, my childhood team. So, but I don't want to predict them to win it all. That I feel like that's some bad juju. So,
Who's your team, Buccaneers or Cowboys?
I will say go Cowboys. So,
Cowboys. Yeah, I mean that's going to be a good game tonight, and then we'll see. I'm not sure. I think they play the 49ers if they win, so that's a tough game.
Ooh, yes, that's a very tough game. It's a tough road ahead, but I got hope for them Cowboys.
And this next segment of my show, it's a little talk about outside of fighting. There's some questions to do with fighting, but they're quick questions, and let's just get into it. What's your favorite movie, man?
Oh shoot, you got me ill prepared here. I probably have to go with The Departed.
Yeah. And favorite TV show?
Gosh dang, there's so many good ones. What have I been watching a lot of here recently? I started back on some Walking Dead, but that's definitely not my favorite show. Let's just go with Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Do you have a favorite fighter? That could be boxing, MMA, Muay Thai, kickboxing, outside of yourself.
I feel like that constantly is evolving. When I first got into it, Forrest Griffin, man, he started everything for me, and that transition into some of the old school guys like Randy and Chuck, and then came GSP and BJ Penn, and then John Jones as well. Anderson Silva, I think would have to be one of my top, probably the top favorite. Just watching him his entire career was awesome to watch.
And what's your favorite fight of all time?
That Robbie Lawler versus
Rory McDonald. Yeah,
that was an epic fight, man. So
it's a special one for sure. Do you have a favorite fight of your career?
Um, you know, it was probably the fight that got me in the UFC, the LFA fight in New York. Just you know, for a bunch of reasons. So the layoff prior to that, the mini fight camps that I went through that got canceled because of the pandemic and everything, and finally getting to be back in there and just knowing in my mind that, you know, preparation meets opportunity. And yeah, that's, you know, I went in there and put it all and let it all hang out, man, and just and showed what I've been working on forever. So
And was the layoff due to injury or what was it?
it was just the pandemic,
Yeah.
COVID-19.
Um,
So
have you ever had any funny interactions with like a fan, you know, any weird DMs or even in person, you know, when you're fighting in front of a crowd?
I've avoided those so far. So definitely thankful for that. So nothing weird. But very kind of humbling. Uh, right after the fight, I came back to my gym and I was ready to teach one of my striking classes, and I was walking. I hear a guy up on a boom truck yelling my name. I was, what the heck's going on? And you know, he flagged me down and told me he watched my fight and you know, was inspired and wished me the best of luck moving forward, and he'd be a fan forever. So that was kind
That's
of
awesome.
cool, you know. Come off the
That
boom truck.
that's an awesome story. I don't know if you're a big video game guy, but do you have any favorite video games that you play?
So I just to kind of like power down and turn off the brain. I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2 again.
Yeah. I was just playing that over the weekend. I was playing a little bit. I got back into it. So it's a fun game.
Yeah, how old is it now? It's got to be like 5 years old or six
I've
years
actually
old
got
or
the
something like
game box right next to me.
that.
Trying to find the date. I mean, it's got to be a good few years old for sure. Can't find a
Yeah,
day
but
on
it's still classic, and I'm still going through and
it
finding stuff
plays really
that
well.
yeah.
And a dream vacation spot that you have?
Mm. Well, I haven't got to visit Thailand yet. I definitely want to get over there and visit Thailand, and you know, get myself in a Lumpini Stadium and be able to watch and just yeah, experience all that it is to offer over there. But so I'll have to go with that one. Yeah.
And is Thailand a place you'd like to train at some point as well? We see a lot of fighters go over there. I believe most recently Marvin Vettori was over there for a little while.
For sure. I'd love to get over there and get in the gyms and just, you know, put myself in that environment, in that culture, and where it's just they live training. So
And do you have a favorite song? I mean, obviously it could be your walkout song, but do you have any favorite song of yours?
um I have used my walkout song forever. It's Deliverance by Bubba Sparks. I do like that one. In fact, I don't play it often in here because it gets me a little gets me a little riled up. Other than that, things that kind of been, I guess I'll just go with artists. Anderson Paak's been on my playlist recently, and shoot, who else? Big Gigantic. Um, hmm, Kendrick Lamar a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's about it.
And that's all I have for you. But if you have anything you'd like to shout out, merchandise, sponsors, or anything you'd like to say to your fans or anyone watching to kind of make them become a fan of yours because you're an awesome fighter, anything you guys say?
Just I appreciate all the love and support that I've received. Just give a shout out to, you know, people that have been in my corner. Curtis Large of Evergreen Roofing, Brad's Cottage Grove Chevrolet, Hot Valley Brewing, and then of course my gym and my home here in Eugene, Art of War. I just can't thank everybody enough for helping me, you know, chase down this dream and accomplish it.
Well, good luck to you February 4th. I'll definitely be tuning in. I believe it's the first fight of the main card, right?
It is. It got bumped to the main car, so
That's
I
awesome.
just got that a little surprising and exciting.
That's awesome, man. Looking forward to it. Good luck.